Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today we're doing something a little different. I've got some gameplay in the background, just kind of going over whatever I talk about here, but that's kind of the concept of this video. Is I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts on the recently released Tower of Fantasy. So we'll probably start with some stuff that I like, and then we'll go into some of the issues that I've come across, some of my just things that kind of irk me, and then we'll finish off with some more things that I like. And in short, I really like this game. This game is a lot of fun. It's about all I've been playing these last couple of days, last week or so. And to start, I really love the character creation at the start of the game, and then it can be triggered at any point after you create your initial character. Obviously, if you've played the game, you start with the tutorial, pick your gender, and then once you get into the actual story, you get to design and edit your character. And there's so many options there, with several clothing options and more to be unlocked through exploration, and then the in-depth customization, as you can really mold your face to be however you want that, and then obviously the size and body changes, all that good stuff. I really like the way they went about hair, having the 3 color options, one being the front, the other being, or I guess the top, the second being near the bottom, near the tips, and then the third being like the glare off of your hair. And then I also really like how they let you do a front hair and a back hair, so you can really get that customization feel in that hair. Alright, moving on from the character creation, let's talk about the summons. I also really like that. I'm going to be comparing this game quite a bit to Genshin, as a lot of people have speculated and compared the game to Genshin throughout its development, which is fair because there's a lot of features that are inspired from Genshin that are implemented into this game and improved upon. So the summons aspect of this game, I think, is done really well. Instead of having the separate summons between, characters and then specific weapons, they have the weapons and the characters combined. Those characters become simulacra, which you then get the ability to play as if you would rather play as them instead of your created character, and then you get access to their weapon when you pull them. And then the other pull ends up being the matrices, which can be added onto your weapons to increase the stats. But then those matrices, summoning isn't the only way to get them, because you can get them as well from various different events, world bosses, I think joint operations, you can get them as well, so that's a lot of fun. As far as issues go for the game, there aren't a whole lot. There's a number of bugs to be found, not a whole lot, but there's a few, which is to be expected with the game that just got released. One of them that I've noticed for sure is when you climb to the top of a ledge, your character will do the animation to pull themselves up above the ledge, but the character won't actually move, so you'll do the animation in place, and then you'll just fall back down the side of the cliff. I don't know if I have a clip of it, I don't think I do. And I haven't seen it happen in 3 or 4-ish days, so they might have already patched that out and fixed it, which you love to see. Another issue that I have is the mount system. I do really like the concept. They give you the parts to mounts if you want to unlock a new mount. It comes through exploration. Certain enemies have chances of dropping parts of a mount. Some of the parts are found in like little hidden areas that you have to work your way to, stuff like that. But my issue with the mount itself is you're basically completely useless when you're on the mount. Like, I get the mount's purpose is to make you move faster, and it definitely does help you traverse the landscape a little quicker, but the biggest issue I have with it is you can't do anything when you're on there. If you press the dash button, you get off the mountain, that's it. If you press the attack button, you get off the mountain, that's it. If you go into the water, you get off, you get dismounted, which is fair. But my issue with that is if I'm getting attacked and I'm trying to dash out of the way, I'm trying to dodge. I know it technically doesn't make sense, but from a gameplay perspective, if I press dash while I'm on my mount, I should dash out of the way of the attack when I dismount, instead of just dismounting and standing there and taking the hit anyways, despite pressing the dash key. On top of that, the driving of the mounts are a little iffy. You get caught on just about everything. Just a little pebble is enough to completely stop you in your tracks. You'll be going max speed, just making your way across the map, and then just suddenly you come to a stop and you have to take that moment to back up and work your way around it, which is also a little awkward. My final big issue, and it's not even really an issue because I can see why they can do it and it actually does make some sense, is it's the level cap. I don't know what the final level cap is going to be, but right now, as of me recording this, I think it just got increased to 48, and so it's going up every couple of days by about 2 levels, which I guess makes some sense. It gives us something to do and still something to look forward to as the game is still being released and developed and all that. And it stops people from getting way ahead of everybody else, which is good. It feels bad that I'm out here exploring the entire map and all that experience that I'm getting is going to waste because I'm max level already. But I think there aren't any other huge issues with the game. Again, there are some minor bugs and inconveniences, but that's to be expected with a game that just came out about a week ago, an MMORPG that's completely online. There's a lot of stuff that just needs to be worked out, and I believe that will be worked out down the line. I lied about that last one being my last negative comment. I don't really care for the PvP system in this game. Not that I don't like PvP, it's fun, but the first event being the Nemesis event, the Nemesis pulls for weapons have already become very meta, and they've already created a form of cheese where if you aren't using them and you go up against somebody who knows what they're doing, you just lose because you can just run away and heal and shoot and run away and heal and shoot. So the PvP system could probably use some work. I guess needing range. A lot of players play specifically range. I've seen people play with just bows and guns because that's just how they prefer to play. But the fact that you can just run away the entire time, and because everybody has so much shield at the start of the game, they can get hit and then just keep running. It makes for some very frustrating online PvP gameplay. Moving back into some of the things that I really like about the game. Firstly, let's talk about the story. I won't spoil the story too much in case you haven't played the game. I don't want to go and ruin it for anybody else, but I do really like the story. Again, comparing it to Genshin, I like that we get a little bit of our character's background in this game as opposed to just getting shot out of the sky and just never touching that topic again. We get a little bit of an idea of who we were before the start of the game, which is really nice. The story goes over some fun topics, I guess. There's a lot of cool scenarios that it puts you in. Like at one point, there's several points where you end up going undercover and disguise yourself as someone, and you have to play like a stealth scene where you have to sneak past some guards and stuff. There's a lot of cool scenes and a lot of interesting takes that make the game feel more fresh and more entertaining. Like it's not the same thing over and over and over again. I also really like, and I'm going to say this one flat out because it's within the first like 5 minutes. It's the introduction cutscene actually. So I'm not spoiling anything too far. You're going to see this immediately as you get into the game. The game starts out by giving you this sense of the first thing it does is introduce the evil team, and gives you this sense of the story. Their story is, we don't like the governing party, we don't like the government and the people who are running everything right now, sitting in that tower of fantasy, sitting on their throne as everybody else struggles to survive. And so they start out this thing where it's like I can get behind that, and I can see where they're coming from. This is a cool like a evil team that I can back. And then they do another full 180 where they're like, so our solution to that, we're gonna blow everyone up. So that's just it's not an amazing story plot, but it just had me giggling at the start of the game. So yeah, no, the story is it's a lot of fun for me. The next big thing that I like is the exploration factor. Obviously, Genshin has this too, where the map will show you how much of a certain area you've explored and how much is left to go, and this follows that over with all of the supply pods and the world exploration points. There are numerous scenic points and all this stuff, whereas you continue to explore the map and discover these different things, you are rewarded with, you know, polls, titles, outfits, all that good stuff. So the exploration as a whole is honestly maybe even bigger than the story in this game. I think I've spent more time just exploring around the map, trying to find everything there is to find. And you'll probably see in the background footage, I've 100%ed 3 of the 5 areas already. So exploration is a big deal in this game. My next big topic, and probably my final topic here, is going to be the online multiplayer aspect of this game. I love how they did this. One of my biggest problems with Genshin is their online multiplayer. Having to party up with only a maximum of 4 people and being completely unable to play the story, being completely blocked off from certain events because you're in a party in an online mode, unable to fight certain bosses because you're in this online mode. A lot of issues that I have with Genshin's online are completely removed here. You can take on any boss. Each person can develop their own story wherever they are in the game, despite whatever anybody else is doing, which is really nice. Anybody can take any quest because it's not, the entire game is an online system instead of having to connect to that online feature. So I really like how they've gone about going online. I really like how they've gone about world bosses, just being able to go into chat and saying, hey, let's all gather up and fight this boss, and then coming together, beating up the boss, maybe a little bit of struggles, maybe getting one shot a couple times depending on the boss you're fighting, and then getting your rewards, and then this allowing you to grind up various materials or matrices if you're looking for those. On top of another topic on top of the online scene is the numerous events that you could do with other people, between joint missions, interstellar missions. I think those are actually single player, but there are a ton of different events and game modes that you can play with other people, where these ones are really only, a lot of them are only teams of 4, and they're just like little instances where you play through the game mode. But there are so many options and so many things for you to do with all your friends and anybody that you've got around, and it's great. It's so much fun, and there's always so much to do. Alright, so right now on the screen, my character is showing my name, my clan, all of my stats, all that good stuff. If you want to join up, if you haven't started already, if you wanted to join up and add me as a friend, my name is DJ, spelt out because just the letters D and J weren't long enough, and I'm not creative enough to come up with anything cool. And my clan is House of Dreams, if you aren't already in there, because I know we already have a number of people in there already. If you want to join up on us, we're just chilling, having a good time. Learning the game like everybody else, and we are just moving and grooving. We get on quite often and play events, so definitely join up and we will have a good time. But with that, I've not really got much more to say. Like I said, this game is a lot of fun. If you haven't already given it a look, definitely do. It's 100% free to play on mobile and PC, controller support and keyboard and mouse, whatever you decide, whatever works for you, and yeah, no, the game is just a lot of fun, and there's so much to do, and I'm really glad I gave it a try because I wasn't even going to when I first heard about it. But yeah, no, it's definitely one of those games you should give a look. And that's gonna be it for me. So if you stuck around all the way here to the end, I appreciate you so much. And with that, I'm out. Peace.